For Jalen, I was spoiled. Well, I mean, I don't necessarily remember it. I just know what was told to me. And then came Jalen, and she became my own baby doll. Like, my mom was like, I won't be um, I won't have as much attention on you. And I was like, okay. But that's my baby because I want to feed her. I want to help you change her. I want to put her to sleep. That's my personal baby doll. I am older than Jay by 4, older than Naya by, I mean, technically it's 8, but 9 years. And they're my babies. Like, I don't like for them to be messed with. Do not mess with them. My parents didn't play about me. I don't play about them.
My name is Naya Gervais Neville.
My name is Jalen Neville.
My name actually comes from my dad. The DE and the MONE from my middle name spells Damone. So I get my name from him.
He used to just come to me and be like, "You want to ride me to the store? You want to go to the movies?" Or like, he would just hand me stuff that I've been talking about for a while and like just surprise me with it.
He made me feel like there was always a solution, just a way out of something. Like, I could call him with any problem or question, and he knew something to tell me to move me forward.
I noticed that like I used to do a lot more with my parents. We would go to the park, go out to eat a lot. I don't really do that anymore. Like if I go somewhere, I go with my friends. Um, I don't really get as much stuff as I used to get. Like if I want to get something, I kind of have to get it on my own now. Um, yeah. Like my dad would usually just be like laughing, playing.
Damone Neville was my very best friend from childhood. We started kindergarten together, and he was always this class clown. Um, Very smart, very charismatic, very funny. Um, the life of the party. He just had this energy that pulled people to him.
One thing, one thing that I remember about my dad, I think nobody else does. He was very insecure. I think about his position in life as an individual, about his contributions as a man, about his experiences as a man, about how good of a husband he might be or how good of a dad. And I'm sure he knew that he was great at those things and could just like feel this confusing sense of inferiority, or just like he was not enough. Because I think he might be one of the most tremendous people, if not the most tremendous person I've ever known. And everything I aspired to be, he was great at.
I don't think he fully appreciated the impact he made on others' lives. Like, I would compliment him and I would be like, "Oh my God, you're so amazing. You're so this or you're so that." And sometimes he would look at me and he would be like, "Really? You think so?" I could tell him he was handsome. And every now and again, he would look at me and he would say, "You really think I'm handsome? Seriously?" Like, and he would be so sincere about it. And so, and initially I would say, "Well, you cute," or, "Well, you're great." And he'd be like, I never really had anybody to tell me that.
I hope to God he sees that now and sees like you've raised children who are on trajectories that are not that. I think it's unusual to be from one family, and just infused us with a level of love and creativity and humor that many people don't get that in their biological dad.
Of all the kids, Naya is probably the most similar, like, comedically, I would say. Jalen is pretty close. Jalen mirrors him, though, in other ways, I think. She's very, she has a very quick wit, Naya does have a quick wit too. Jalen more so. I think Jalen is more like him in that, like, she can take nothing and make something out of it. She's very resourceful that way. She can figure out how to solve problems. I think Deja is like him in her take charge spirit. Like, she's definitely the one that you go to when you need to get something done. She's gonna handle it.
Grief, being a mom, like dealing with, you know, the after effects of having a baby, and then him passing within 2 months of me having a baby. So, or 2 months prior to me having a baby. So, I went home and I was talking to my mom and I was like, Mommy, I haven't seen my period in like 5 or 6 weeks. And she was like, Girl, you're pregnant. I was like, you're tripping. I can't have a baby. Like, no. Here comes my dad. Yeah, I had a dream about a little boy. I'm like, who? Who had a little boy? And here comes Naya. Yeah, I had a dream about a little boy too. So I'm like, that is not even funny. Like, ha ha, ha ha, whose joke? Like, where's Ashton Kutcher at this point? Jalen was in the bathroom, and I said, Jalen, I gotta take this pregnancy test, and you can't leave out of here until I take it. And so she was like, okay. So she sat there while I peed on a stick, and she waited the 3 minutes. And I said, bro, what does this test fucking say? She was like, yeah, looks like we're gonna be honest. I said, you're a fucking liar. Like, that's not even funny. And I was scared as hell. I felt like I was a 16-year-old about to go tell her parents that she's pregnant. So my dad had this little space in the apartment that they were living in that he would just sit outside, like a balcony. And I went outside and said, hey, I really need to talk to you. And I said, I'm pregnant. He said, stop, go get your mama. I said, but she's frying chicken. I vividly remember this because she was cooking. I said, she's frying chicken and she's going to burn it. He said, I don't give a damn. Go get your mama because I refuse to hear this by myself. My dad is sitting here crying because he's in tears. And my mom is like, I already knew you were pregnant. I was like, so how do you feel? And they were so excited. He was like, I'm going to be somebody's papa for real. I was like, yeah, you really are. And she was like, oh my God, I got to go fry my chicken. I was like, okay, well, they're not mad at me. Whew. I know I'm grown as hell at this point, but I felt like a little kid. I had some doubts, you know, about being a mom. And he made sure I knew that whatever decision I made, he was there. Like, whatever I decided I wanted to do, he was like, I got you. Knowing that he was so excited, I was like, phew, I know that he's going to be a great granddad. Knowing that he was so excited to have a grandchild, and then I felt like he was snatched from me. Because everything happened so fast. I felt like he was snatched away from me. I don't think it's fair. And I hurt every day.
My dad had called me and was like, he went to the doctor and he found out that he had COVID. But he seemed okay. Like, he seemed very calm about it. Like, he was like, don't worry, everything's going to be okay.
Then one day he woke up and he was like, it's not getting any better. I've got to go to the emergency room. And he was so afraid. And and he was sleeping on the air mattress and in the living room. And he was sitting on the side of the air mattress crying. And I put my hand on his back and I said, what's wrong? And he said, I'm just afraid I'm not going to come back home to y'all. And it kind of, you know, that kind of struck me like, why is he thinking he's not going to come back?
I was at my grandma's house, and it was like maybe 3 days after my dad had went to the hospital, and they finally told me he was there. And I started to get a little scared. I was like, this is like really, really serious. He called my sister, and he didn't seem like himself. Like, when we were on FaceTime with him, I just, in my heart, I knew something wasn't right. So that's when I really started to worry. I remember it was like one day that he had called, and I really it was something telling me to call him back, but I didn't because I didn't want to hear him sounding not himself, and I still believed that he would get better. But then I think that was the day before he passed, before it was like 2 days. And I just wish I had called him back that day. And I just remember Christmas came around and it was terrible. I wanted to text him Merry Christmas, but they were like, just don't, because I don't think he realized like how long he had been in the hospital. And yeah, I'm not really that good at processing my emotions because I don't like to be sad. I don't like to cry. I hate for other people to see me cry. So I have a very unhealthy trait of not processing my emotions. Like, still sometimes I feel like I haven't really grieved the way I'm supposed to because I don't let myself think about that. Because, like I said, he was literally my best friend. Like, especially that year, we had gotten so close. Like,
You know, even after he passed, I just wasn't eating. My girls would have to make me eat, and I just didn't want to eat. I didn't want to exist without him. Because for so long, it was Jennifer and Damone, Damone and Jennifer, and I just didn't know who I would be without him. I mean, he'd been in my life since I was 5 years old.
What do you need?
A hug. Sometimes I do really just need a big old bear hug. Like, it's okay, I got you, I love you type of hug. And those are the types of hugs that my dad would give me. And I know that he can't give them to me, but just to have, or have him say some of the things that he would say when he would hug me. But just to have a really big hug. You're doing great. You're fine. You're gonna be fine. That's really what I need.
Doing so great.
Thank you.
It's all we talk about in our apartment. It's all Jay ever says is what an amazing mom you are. And how she feels like she sees people around you sometimes not treat you that way, but that she sees that you are the most amazing mom in the world. We see it too.
Thank you. Ugh.
It's gonna be
I don't think I stopped to think that I carry mountains. I don't know if I can afford to stop and think about it. I'm afraid I would break down. I just keep going. Every day is a new day. Every day is a chance to, do something greater than the day before. And so I just get up and I just keep going.